You're listening to WKDW Radio 97.5 and KDWRadio.com, broadcasting from the Bishop West Real Estate Mobile Tower right here in gorgeous Northport, Florida. And I've got a very special guest in the house. You know, it is Parks and Rec Monday when Laura was here. Laura is a mainstay on the show now. She's, I think we're going on 2 years now.
We are. I feel like we should have a little celebration, a little cake or something to celebrate your anniversary.
I'm going to have to go back and check all of our dates to see when this all started happening on a regular basis. But it's been great having Parks and Rec on because they're such an integral part of Northport. I didn't talk to you before the show, but there's been some hot topics out there about Parks and Rec and Warm Mineral Springs and different things that are going on out there.
Sure.
I don't know if you have any insight on that you'd like to share about the excitement of maybe having Warm Mineral Springs part of the park system. Go ahead and kind of highlight that, and then we'll slide into a whole bunch of information about what's happening.
Yeah, well, we're very excited that phase 1 of the Warm Mineral Springs Park Master Plan on Friday, we received direction to move forward with a budget amendment that would take care of, it focuses on 3 areas, restoration of the historic buildings that are on that campus, upgrades to the infrastructure, so the utilities that are running out there, the water and sewage and so forth, and of course, the parking lot enhancements and making sure that that is ADA compliant and accessible and a good parking space for everyone who's visiting. So, so that will be added onto the budget amendment will be brought forth by staff at 2 upcoming meetings. And then we're hoping to post the bid for construction and keep that moving. So it's exciting. I do the tours out there. I take people through all the time. I see how many people love the park and are passionate about it. And there's a real community out there who visit and who, we're fortunate that facility generates revenue and brings money in and taking care of it and making sure that it is a true reflection of our city and our awesome community. I think we're all really looking forward to that and seeing it be what it should be and can be. And we've had a couple of really good months. We're excited for the 3rd month in a row. I was just finishing our monthly report, and we've had 3 record-setting months in a row here in terms of revenue and attendance out there at the Springs since the city's taken ownership. So we've had the highest attendance and the highest revenue generated over the last 3 months than we've seen since we purchased in September of 2014. So, we're glad that the people are coming and hope that the enhancements will help them continue to come.
I want to ask this because it's been kind of unfair with the aquatic center because we kind of got hit with COVID on its real first year of being open.
Yes.
There were some drawbacks to numbers. Are we seeing some increasing numbers now with aquatic center too?
We are. So I just got the number in terms of admissions and programs. So concessions in May, we brought in over 25,000 in concessions alone at the Aquatic Center. We had 87,000 in admissions and programs, and out of rentals, more than 7,000 in the last month. So, it's one of those things where you got to remember, we made conservative estimations based on a consultant's numbers. COVID, of course, took a lot of the wind out of our wings right when we were opening up for a full season, right before our summer season, which of course is when the full facility is open. And I just know how hard our team out there have worked to make sure that we are being as cost effective as possible across the board and really providing a high level of service to our community and the folks who utilize that facility. So we're excited about the numbers. We had a fantastic spring break. We've had fantastic weekends now that the full facility is open on the weekends. We're seeing upwards of more than 800 people on Saturdays and Sundays out there at the facility. And we're really excited. We're kicking off summer, school's ending. I know we're all excited about that. So not only do we have summer camp starting, but we also have our full facility schedule starting with the kids being out of school. It will be open every single day with our summer hours. And we're kicking that off on Sunday. We have our Splash into Summer event And we're providing City of Northport residents complimentary admission that day to come out and check out the facility for themselves. So anyone who hasn't pre-registered for that yet, please do so. You do have to pre-register to attend because we have different, we have broken up the day into 2-hour shifts. And that was in order to make sure that as many residents as possible who wish to receive complimentary admission have the chance to come out and enjoy the facility for themselves. So, if you haven't been by, if you haven't seen it, this is your chance. And we hope that folks who perhaps haven't given it a chance or haven't, had the opportunity to swing by, come out and join us and see what it's all about.
And, anybody who drives by knows that there's something happening over there because you can see it from Price Boulevard. But yeah, truthfully, if residents of Northport haven't gone by this, you can go check it out anytime, just doing a drive-by. It's a great facility. You should definitely go out and try it and really talk about it because it is not going anywhere. It's not one of those things where we can pull up stakes and say, hey, we're done with it. I think we all need to be advocates because we have it now. So instead of the negative side of things, which is it's not doing what it's supposed to, well, I'm on the side that I don't think it's doing what it's supposed to yet because a lot of people aren't even aware it's there.
Well, I think there's partly that. I think we're starting to turn the corner on that. So, we have some exciting things, right? So the Northport High School swim team is returning for 6 swim clinics to prep for their season starting. The Sea Dragon swim team just announced that they're starting a Northport chapter. So we have 12 residents on the roster already, and they're working with the high school swim team to increase those numbers. So we have a swim team starting practices there. May was Drowning Prevention Awareness Month, and we had a fantastic May Day Drowning Prevention Expo. So a big cornerstone of what we do is not just about a community pool and athletics and making sure that people have a community building hub where they can recreate with their friends and family. It's also about increasing water safety. And so we want people to know how to swim, have access to swim lessons, to have access to information about how they can be safe in, on, and around the water. I mean, we have more than 80 miles of freshwater canals. A lot of people have pools in their backyard. So the more that we can do to help educate our community about how you can be safe, we feel like you can't put a dollar tag on that. We had 57 participants in our Learn to Swim classes just in May. We had over 2,000 in attendance over Memorial Day weekend. We've had our Learn to Swim classes, just to build on that bridge, are currently registering into September. So there is such a need in our community for people to take Learn to Swim lessons that we're booked now through September. And so we're really, we're thrilled about that. There's a lot of really wonderful things happening there and a lot of great numbers. And I think as we get through this summer season, that's really going to give us a better idea and a better picture of what we're looking at there in terms of the facility and the numbers. And it's been fantastic. I'm fortunate enough that I'm on the front line where I see things like the Google reviews coming through, comments on Facebook. And I've seen so many people say, this is great. Didn't realize how wonderful it was. The community really needed that. So we're starting to see more of those comments and those types of feedback coming through. And that's that's kudos to the team and the staff over there who work so hard to make that facility clean, beautiful, pristine. The water's clean. It's a great atmosphere. And I can't compliment them enough. I know they worked their tails off to make it happen.
Well, and it's the same group of people who worked even during COVID when they were allowed to be open, who worked extremely hard in keeping everyone safe and really able to use the facility during COVID.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of, throughout our Parks and Rec system, there was a lot of adapting to new rules that were set in and different things that you guys have done.
There was. Yeah, they change daily sometimes, John. So,
and I don't think that you guys get nearly enough credit because there is a group of people that really count on like the summer programs and things that you guys do to really keep the kids off the streets and keep them involved in a city-run project. that kind of changes the relationship, I think, with that group and their kids, and the relationship they have with City Hall. And when your average age is 42 years old, you've got a lot of youth here. We've got 5 elementary schools that break down into 2 middle schools that really go into 1 high school that really could be 2 at some point in the near future. But when you're trying to engage every walk of life into these programs, the Morgan Center is not just a youth program. There are a lot of senior activities that go on there and a lot of senior participants. Same thing with the Aquatic Center. You talked about the growth that we've had now this year. I think we need to erase last year, so to speak, with the numbers, because I think it's an unfair assessment. I think getting the information out is the biggest thing.
I just saw Andrew's comment about the Buckeyes. What about the Hawkeyes, Andrew?
No Hawkeyes. No. Thanks, Andrew.
You got to fight for Iowa,
Yeah, no doubt. Well, your day's coming, I'm sure. You got us a couple years ago.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we're still riding that high. So
it's all good. But it's, I think that overall, people are really starting to catch on to all the programs that are being offered. Even during the COVID timeframe, you were still full.
We were. I mean, we hit capacity. We were very fortunate, and we had a great leadership from our directors who really stayed on top of things and what we were allowed to do. And we had a very clear plan of action of our capacity. We were shut down for a little while there, but then we opened, and we opened sooner than a lot of others in the area. And we made sure we were providing those services. And I think I can't underestimate how important that was for people in terms of their mental and physical health, and being able to go and visit our facilities and still get their workouts in, or still, enjoy some swimming with their family. And that was great. I mean, we were, for a little while, the numbers jumped around, and I think that confused some folks, because I've seen some different numbers out there in terms of what our capacity is and what we're allowed to have on deck. I've seen 180 and 250. And that was for COVID numbers. Now, we've been opened up since late summer, August, September of last year. We opened back up to our full facility numbers as soon as possible. And in terms of measuring our success, we're really trying to look at this as our inaugural season. I mean, this is our true test of where we're really at, what the numbers are really going to tell us. And so, and right now they're good. The numbers are great. We're thrilled with how things are performing. We thought we had generated conservatively that we'd have about 34,500 in concession stand revenue, and we've already exceeded that this year. So, people are coming, they're renting the facility. We just hosted project graduation the other night. The kids came out and had a great time and enjoyed the water park and the slides as part of a rental. And I think we're going to continue to see that as we move forward. So we're excited to see what the future holds and where we end up. And, we hope folks will come out and join us. And if you haven't registered yet for the Splash in the summer, you can call us, and staff are happy to help. You can stop by in person, but it's just 941-429-7275. That's 941-429-PARK-7275, and staff will get you registered. We'll get you signed up. You can't, unfortunately, show up at the gate and get in. So we do strongly suggest you pre-register for a time slot so you can get in there and enjoy the facility, enjoy a complimentary admission, and then let us know what you think. We want to hear it.
Well, and I'm glad we're opening the gates, so to speak, and letting people in, because I think it's the easiest way to get excitement stirred up is when you have mass numbers come through and check out new facilities. And I'm glad we do things like this to encourage the word to get out, because other than WKDW, and I've said this before, we don't really have a way to get information out. You guys have a great website. We've got still a small group of people out there in our city that don't even use the web. So, they still listen to the radio, and they maybe watch on Facebook even. And I think getting this information out in the format you guys do, I don't even know how you could recoup that in advertising dollars, because the word of mouth on the street is going to mean more to you than anything, especially when people come out and see the park and see the aquatic center, and even maybe jump over and for the first time see the Morgan Center and what it has.
Yeah, I mean, I think people are sometimes surprised. One of the things that we're trying to help spread the word about now is the fact that we do have two fantastic fitness centers. There's one at the Morgan Family Community Center, and there's one at the George Mullen Activity Center. And both of those, your Achieve Anything membership gets you access to both of those facilities. And the equipment at the Morgan was just all updated recently. We took advantage of the COVID shutdown and cleaned house and brought in the new equipment, upgraded things, made sure everything was super clean. And those are some fantastic fitness facilities. There's great classes, there's great programs, and it's really affordable. So those who are looking for options, we have discounted rates for residents, veterans, seniors. We have great rates for kids. If they're a member of DeFi, they get a membership for free. And so we have great options out there, and we have everything from a 3-month membership. So if you're a snowbird, you're only down here a few months out of the year. We have options on a monthly, a 3-month, and an annual basis. So swing by, check it out. The staff we do at our facilities also give free tours. So if no one's come by, or if you're just curious about what we have to offer, our staff would love for you to stop by, and they'll show you around the Morgan, the Aquatic Center, the George Mullen, and show you what we have to offer and answer any questions. So.
Well, and I love it. I've taken many people by there, and I've said this over and over again to other realtors. If you haven't taken people by the park centers or even the Chamber of Commerce to get the information for the parks, a big mistake if you're selling into Northport, because it is something to brag about across the board. Is that one, the Chamber works extremely well with you guys getting the information out.
They do,
and two, you guys put a heck of a magazine together to really tee everything up and get that information out. Go ahead.
We do. We have some options. So for anyone who's interested about our programs, our activities, we have a biannual playbook that comes out. We just published our new one that runs June through December 2021. And you can find it at cityofnorthport.com/playbook. That's www.cityofnorthport.com/playbook. We have an electronic version that's available online, so you can flip through it out there. But if you're old school like me and you prefer the printed versions, we have one available at all of our community centers. They're available from the library, from our friends at the Chamber of Commerce, as you mentioned. But it's a great resource. It has everything in there from, we have MasterChef cooking classes. We've just added a new Kids Night Out program in November where, the kids get to come out and the parents can go perhaps have a date or a drink and know that their kids are safe and being taken care of. There's information about our fitness programs, jazzercise and Zumba and, archery classes, and all of our upcoming events are out there too. And as you know, John, we always have something going on, whether it's a world's largest swim lesson that's coming up or the fireworks, trick or treat at City Hall. We have Mother and Son Night and Grandparents' Day ice cream socials. I mean, there's a lot that's happening on our calendar. So anyone who's interested in that information, certainly please check out the playbook. And in the back, you'll see a listing of all of our parks. And that has a nice map. It has all the addresses in little paw prints, so you can see which of our parks are dog friendly, because we also happen to be very proud to be such a dog friendly community. So lots of options out there and a lot of great information. And that's really going to tell anyone who wants to know something, everything they would ever want to know about Parks and Rec.
Do you know anything about that? And this is off topic just a tad. But
we have to do that. What are you talking about?
Do you know anything about the trail and the update on the trail? Yep.
We have a grand opening. So I know the county was coordinating that. I'm going to see if I can find the date for you.
Awesome. Because that's going to be, when that gets connected, that's going to really open up our biking in the Northport and Port Charlotte areas to really, I think, get them off the streets some. And give them a really great platform to ride as far as they want to ride up into Sarasota and then back, and really be safer on the road. So that's going to be big. when that happens. But go ahead.
Yeah, let me see. No, I'm looking for it yet. I was enjoying your chatting. Hold on.
Oh, that's all right. It's funny because we talk about parks and different things that are happening, and yet there's just another layer when you add the Legacy Trail into our community and really get that connection. I think all of Sarasota County now they can ride down here and see what we're like, and that's going to change a lot of things too. Because people in South County have this little picture of what Northport is, and we're ever changing right now. We're growing so fast that there are people that haven't been here for 20 years that if they rolled in to our town now, they wouldn't recognize it. Because just in the 22 years we've been here, we started out, we had the McDonald's and the Wendy's on 41 along with Winn-Dixie, and the old Goodwill, or the Goodwill now was the old Publix. Yep. So that was what we had, and I can appreciate everything we have today because what we had 22 years ago doesn't even hold water to what we have today.
Yeah. I mean, the amount of growth, I've been here 4 years, I think, and the amount of growth that we've had in that time has been phenomenal just in that time period. So, we're thrilled with it. I don't have it at the top of my fingertips, but I'm going to send it to you, John. So anyone listening, you can share it to your page. But there is an update. There is a ribbon cutting happening in the next week for the Northport extension. So I'll send you that information. You can share it out to all our listeners.
I would think we're going to be done with that within a year, wouldn't you?
I would imagine. I know there have been talks about it, and this is really a project that's been facilitated by our friends at the county level, and we're fortunate to have that. So I know that there's some really great talk about potentially expanding that over to Warm Knoll Springs Park in that area as well. So I just think it's another opportunity. As you know, this area, we love to be outside. We love to be active. We love our parks. And this is just another way to celebrate that and to do that and be safe while enjoying a ride. So I'm thrilled about it. I might actually, dust off the bike and
there you go. Ride and let it go, right?
Exactly. Yep.
But that's what a lot of people do. There are people that go to the gym and there are people that jump on a bike and ride. And they're doing the same thing. They're clearing their minds of everyday gunk and they're getting away, and that's their getaway. And they're kind of cleaning out their file up in their head as they're riding. I used to do it when I ran. Yeah. And I always said, that one of my favorite things to do was just to put my shoes on and go run. Because I could clear everything out and I could work things out in my head as I was running. Well, we pick on people sometimes jokingly that go to the gym because I love going to the gym. I love being part of that process. But it's really healthy to be outside. It's really healthy to stay active. And I think as all of us get older, and I'll just raise my hand. You weren't watching on Facebook. I raised my hand because we're all getting older, and I think that we all have to stay as active as we can be. And really, Northport gives us great parks to stay active in. Gives our kids great parks to stay active in. And like I said, the average age being 42, yep. The families really count on the environment versus the movie theaters and things we don't have today. And I think it's a good thing to get them off of the electronic devices and back into the park systems. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I agree 1,000%. And I think even more so over the last year with COVID shutting things down and people feeling safe outside as opposed to these inside venues, I think there was a finer appreciation for all things parks and all things Parks and Rec and an understanding of their importance. And I mean, we've seen that at all of our parks. I mean, we were doing live streams of, just showing the parks in the water when things were shut down. And we've seen huge numbers of people coming out and enjoying our facilities. And that makes my heart, as a parks nerd, I am just so thrilled that everyone sees the importance of our green spaces and has been embracing them and going out and enjoying them for that's their purpose. That's why they're there. So.
Well, and it's funny to listen to data that's coming out today versus a year and a half ago. What they're coming out with now, and as far as data, is that we should have all been forced to stay outside versus being inside. And listen, it was a new disease, new time frame, and I love the fact that no one ever wants to admit they made mistakes. There were tons of mistakes made through this whole thing, but the good thing is we're learning about the mistakes as long as we're willing to keep an open mindset and realize that, you know, Mother Nature kind of takes care of a lot of diseases outside. We kind of bring them all inside and let them kind of fester. And even the common cold does that. You know, and
Exactly.
it's amazing to me that we had to go through this to realize that the temperatures outside, the UV rays, all the things that we're talking about, they really managed to take care of a lot of diseases outside, even on the equipment that everybody was going to go play on during that time frame. So I appreciate everything you guys did, though, because
I won't tell the lifeguards who are pressure washing those things like crazy.
I know it's crazy, but it is one of those things that I think we're starting to get some data in,
Sure.
and it's really not local stuff. This is CDC, and it's
really
driven. But even for them to start coming out with this information is going to help later on if there was ever anything else to happen like this. Now we've got some good raw data that we can go on, and maybe Parks and Rec can stay open versus closing down. But you've got a call coming in. How about that?
I got rid of it.
I was going to say, you're going to take that right on the air, right?
I was like, wait a minute. Hello. So, you know, I love that you said that, John. And you know, for folks, as you know, most people have different things that they enjoy about parks. So if you're curious, if anyone listening is curious about which park is best for them, if they're looking for, you know, lighted outdoor basketball, check out Butler Park. If sand volleyball is your thing, Pine Park has a court, and so does Dallas White. Softball, you know, we have Narramore. So we have a lot of different options depending on what you're looking for. And you can go to cityofnorthport.com/mylocalparks. It's cityofnorthport.com/mylocalparks. And there's a little drop down in the upper left corner, and you can filter your search based on what you're looking for. So if you're looking for a pavilion, a playground, if you're looking for just a place where you can grill out or a place where you can walk with your dogs, that allows you to search our park amenities and find some options that kind of meet your needs. And it's a really handy tool. So I highly recommend that to anyone who's kind of trying to explore our local parks and see what we have to offer.
Yep, and you know, we've encouraged that for 2 years now. Is everybody go out and just pick up the magazine and go take a weekend and go to each park.
Come on around. Yeah, you'll find one that you love. I guarantee it. I mean, we have so many. I mean, it's hard for me to pick my favorite park. I change it, I think, every month, depending on what I'm currently interested in. So,
well, and that gives a level of interest that we have out there. One of the nice things I like about, the name just went away, out in the estates.
Yakahachie Creek Environmental Park.
Yes. So one of the things I really like about that park is that we have a lot of ranchettes out there that do horse rentals.
Oh, yeah.
And you can take a horse ride out through the park and go into the state park, which a lot of people don't realize is right there across the water.
Yeah, we have the bridge right there that we've built a connection over, and you can take a little ride over. It's a beautiful area. It's one of my favorites. Actually, I was lucky enough a few years ago. This was before I was actually working for parks, but I was out walking with my kids and the dog, and we came across a horse. And, you know, the riders were so kind. They let them feed the horse a few handfuls, some treats, and give him an apple. And I mean, my kids still talk about that. That was a fantastic experience. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful park. So.
And I'm glad you brought in the fact that the people who own the horses will let you pet and do the people out there. If you go to that park, the people that are and I don't even want to say showing off their horses, because they're not. They're really just
they're exercising. Yeah.
So it's the fact that they're so friendly. They're very inviting.
Yeah.
to be part of their daily exercise that they do. So it's kind of cool. It's a different feel across the board when you go to that park.
It is. It is. Yeah, it's a beautiful area and it's fun. We were just there, and then Oaks Park is another nice one. I love Oaks. I was just there doing family photos not too long ago, and I mean, that's another little gem that, you know, anytime I mention that park, everyone's like, shh, don't tell anyone. That's my favorite secret park. And I'm like, well, it's not that secret. We want more people to come and check it out.
Advertise it everywhere. So
yes, I'm going to tell everybody. So, but no, it's got these beautiful, huge, big oaks, and it's got, you know, the Spanish moss, and it's got that very old Florida, you know, natural Florida feel. So it makes for some really beautiful pictures. So definitely check that out if that's your thing.
Well, and I'm glad you brought that in, because you can go to just about every one of our parks and get some family photos.
You sure can.
That are beautiful in the background. That is one of the beauties of our parks right now, is that the backdrop that we have makes for a great camera picture. And you know, I've seen a lot of professionals go out to the parks and use our parks and their trees as a backdrop.
Yeah, they're beautiful. I mean, I give full credit. We have a really fantastic park maintenance team who work extremely hard. Every day they're out there and they're trying to keep things clean and well maintained, and they're trying, you know, things get broken, people use them and they get broken, and they fix them pretty darn quick, and they go out and they do playground inspections and make sure the equipment that your kids are playing on is safe to use, and they do that on a monthly basis, and they're actually certified and trained to do that. And I give that team full credit. They have a lot of changes going on right now. They're getting prepared for the interlocal agreement. So our athletic fields, you know, Narramore and Butler, the multipurpose fields, Larry T, those athletic fields are coming back to city management and operations. And so that takes effect July 1st. And so that team has been, you know, not only are they currently maintaining the parks that they have been, but they're bringing on these new ones, and they are just, I'm always impressed by how much they love the parks and how much they care for the land that they've been given. And I think that's reflected in, you know, we have See, Click, Fix. So if you do see anything wrong in our parks, you can download the North Report app, and there's See, Click, Fix on there. So if you see anything, take a picture, send it to us, and we get on it right away as soon as possible. And staff are really good about that. And you know, we're always very grateful, because no news in that regards is good news, because it means that there's not a whole lot to fix out there, and that our team is doing their jobs and making sure that the daily maintenance and the upkeep is they're on top of it. And yeah, kudos to that group. I'm super proud of them, and they're super fun to work with. So I love it. They just built me a giant chair, John, that we're going to be unveiling soon. I'm going to get your picture in it.
Nice. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's a giant Adirondack chair. The Northport Lowe's was kind enough to donate materials for us, and one of our team members, he built a giant Adirondack chair for us. So we're finding a new home, and we hope to unveil that soon. So
that's awesome. Let me know when.
Yeah, I will. I'll send you the information.
Absolutely. Look forward to that. And you know, there's something really exciting that is coming up now with the 4th of July.
Would you say you're going to have a blast?
Yes. I think that the fireworks are going to be for real this year.
They are real. Oh my gosh. We just got word last week. I don't know if you had the chance to see the announcement, but we just announced last week that the annual Freedom Festival that's presented by American Irrigation we were able to expand our original event plan. So not only will we have the fireworks show, but we're also going to have food and merchandise vendors. We're going to have some activities and games on the green space. And then we're going to have a band there providing some music for the folks who are sitting and watching from the Butler Park fields to enjoy. And we're also going to have a patriotic community sing-along. So it's going to be great. It's going to be a fun time. And it feels like it's just such a good feeling to know that we're to the point now where we can have this normalcy and this treasured like local tradition that everyone looks forward to, that we can celebrate it together. And doesn't it feel right that it's fireworks? I mean, what better way to party, you know?
Well, and I love the fact that we're open.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking about restriction. We're not talking about sitting in your car. We're not talking about 6 feet apart. We're now talking about a celebration
Yeah.
I think it's a double celebration. I think it's, hey, we're back to normal. First off, and then what else would you do on the 4th of July other than celebrate the 4th?
I mean, celebrate our communities, celebrate our freedom, celebrate our country. I mean, it's just.
I think that's why I think it's the perfect date. I mean,
it is.
Really come out and celebrate and be part of the community. I know you guys are going to have some tables set up with information, so we're going to get information out again.
We are. Yep. So a few things for people to note for July 4th. So the gates will open at 6:00 p.m. and parking will be available at Northport High School, at Heron Creek Middle School, and at the Butler Park in the parking lots around the Morgan Family Community Center and the Northport Aquatic Center. From 6 to 7, we'll have live music. Stereo FM will be our band that is playing, and they're going to be on the Butler Park multipurpose fields. We'll have a welcome ceremony at 7:30. Go back to some more live music with Stereo FM, and then our patriotic community sing-alongs at 8:45. And we'll have the lyrics available on the landing page. So if you want to sing along, you want to join in on the fun, we're going to be posting the lyrics packet on our on the website landing page. It's cityofnorthport.com/Freedom Festival. And so you can download it, sing along from there. And our sing along is going to be led by students from Northport High School. The choir over there and Mr. Summer have been fantastic in agreeing to be our talent to lead us in this expedition. And 9:00, weather permitting. It's July in Florida, so we hope the rain won't delay us.
Yeah.
9:00, we expect to shoot off the fireworks and have the show. So,
well, that should. I think it's going to be a huge thing for the city of Northport to feel that normalcy again across the board. I think it's going to be a great opportunity to get everyone back out and really engaging with each other. It's something I know that most people have missed.
Yes.
I've talked to people. The parks, like you said, everything is starting to pick up. The numbers are starting to really produce, and you're seeing more activity because people are more comfortable.
Yeah.
Whether they're vaccinated or not, they're more comfortable going out now.
They are. We have, we're fortunate too, that for those who prefer, perhaps you're not quite to that comfort level yet, we're also live streaming it on our Facebook page from the Parks and Rec Facebook page. So it's at Northport Parks and Rec. So if you check it out, you can also watch it from there and stream the fireworks. And it's centrally located, so you can kind of see it from a few places around the area. We just ask that you be good neighbors. Don't park in anyone's driveway or parking lot or illegally on the side of the road. Make good choices so that everyone can have a safe and enjoyable evening. That's really what I'm looking for.
I'm actually glad you brought that up because yes, it's a day of enjoyment, but people work really hard at trying to maintain their properties.
Yes.
And even just one evening parked at somebody's house in their grass. Listen, you don't know what they do. You don't know how hard they work at their yard. I think it's time to also respect other people. So, I'm glad you brought that in because, we have things over here at Lakeside Plantation and people tend to drive up on the grass, but they tend to forget that there's an irrigation system there.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And they're doing damage every time they drive up. That even though it's only one night at trick or treat, there's a lot of damage that happens. And all the residents over here, we try to protect it because we end up flipping the bill for those types of things. But I'm glad you brought that in because I think that when we get back to normal, we all respected each other during COVID. Let's not forget the word respect after COVID. Yeah. If anything that we're going to continue on, I would hope that we could just all respect each other and move forward. And we start that by behaviors, and behaviors are, don't park on other people's properties. Find a good spot. Find your spot. In fact, get there early.
Please do. And you know what? If you really want to, the Northport Aquatic Center is open on the 4th of July. So you could come out to Butler Park. We have special holiday hours. You could spend the day at the water park, enjoy it, grill out and have a picnic at Butler Park, and then be ready to roll right into the fireworks celebration. we're fortunate to have that, and staff have worked hard. We've worked very well. We're thankful for Northport Police and Northport Fire Rescue. We've worked closely with them to put together a traffic plan that we just released today. So if you go to that cityofnorthport.com/Freedom Festival, you'll see where the designated parking areas are. You'll see where the designated spectator viewing areas are and what the exit plan is based on where you park. And we ask that you take a look at it and get familiar before you come out for the event, because, being good neighbors and knowing before you go and safety. I mean,
Yep.
we're all for the celebration and all of those fun aspects we talked about. But at the end of the day, safety and being prepared is our number one priority. And, find your spot. Come early, come celebrate with us. And we're really looking forward to it. It really is going to be a fantastic night.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to be in town.
Well, why'd you gotta break my heart like that?
Well, because I would rather do it now than for you to talk.
Okay, because I'd be wondering,
where's
John?
Yeah, where's John? I'm actually going to be up in North Carolina, moving my son to Kent State because he got accepted into his master's at Kent State.
Wonderful. Okay,
And,
that's a good reason.
It's the only legit reason I have. And my granddaughters are I've been up there twice now in the last 2 weeks. And
wonderful.
If you say the word airport to Ellie, she just says, "Are we going to pick up Big John?"
Oh,
so
that's wonderful. Don't disappoint her though. Get to that airport. She needs to pick up Big John.
Well, this time I'm driving the truck, so she's going to be in the truck for too long. So that's going to be her move, right from their car right into my truck. She won't. I'm looking forward to that. But
I bet there's nothing better than little, kid hugs and feeling the love again. I mean, it's wonderful to have all that back. I mean, I know when my kids reunited with my mom, it was like, finally, it was the best feeling.
The beauty in what you just said and where I was going with this is get out to the festival, enjoy everybody, get your hugs, get your high fives, say hello to people you haven't seen in a long time. There is no better medicine for healing up the past year and a half than to go out and feel like you're normal again. Mm-hmm. And really to enjoy a festival that you guys work extremely hard at trying to produce. I mean, even with COVID, we still had the Freedom Festival.
We did. Yeah. I mean, we had a drive-in fireworks last year, and I don't even, this is like plan number 6, I think, of the festival. So there's a lot of people. We start working months and months in advance, at least 6 months in advance of these big events. And I think that's something people don't realize is we don't throw this together in 2 months before we have a large event. There's a lot that goes into it. We meet as a city with all of the departments who have a hand in making this possible. And so I'm just popular today.
You are. Over the top. Over the top.
So we meet with fire and police and, public works and with the team at utilities, and we all get together and we talk about the events, at least starting 6 months in advance of what is our plan? How are we going to make this happen? How are we going to pivot when we need to pivot? And then we have a series of deadlines that we hit where it's like, okay, this is our decision date. Well, we've hit some of those decision dates, but we were fortunate, kudos to Jonathan Wheatley, who is our supervisor, who's the project head for this event. He's worked with the recreation team and police and so forth to, we've been past some of these deadlines and had made decisions, but then saw how things were opening up. And he and his team were able to, in a very short amount of time, find a band, book it, expand some of these events, change the plan. And that just speaks, I think it's partly, we've all had that lesson in learning how to be adaptable and change very quickly over the last year and a half. So I think that's part of it. But I also just think it's the quality of my coworkers and their ability to kind of just roll with the punches and do what needs to be done. And I'm super excited. I can't wait. It's going to be wonderful to be able to go out and take pictures again and have it feel feel normal, feel like, we're getting back to it and where we need to be. So
Well, I'm looking forward to some really cool pictures.
good. I'll send them to you all night. You can show them to Ellie. It'd be great.
They happen every year. Those cool pictures happen. I think people are going to be more excited today than ever before to get out and get to the Freedom Festival and to feel the freedom back. How about that?
Yeah, let freedom ring. There you go.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we got T-shirts coming out of here like crazy right now. If somebody just made all these T-shirts up, we'd be in great shape. But,
wonderful. I love it. I always have T-shirt ideas. I never make them. I need to follow through on that.
It's really cool though, because the excitement level that we're having right now is the same excitement level you guys have had at Parks and Rec, just talking and working on these projects.
It is. I mean, we love it. I am one of the luckiest people in the city for sure to get to work in the department that I work with and to put on these events. And it really is all about the community. It's all about the quality of life. It's all about bringing people together for different things and really having an impact on people's lives. And I'm just very grateful. I mean, I think city departments across the board, they all have different parts and ways they contribute to that. I think we just have the most fun ones. So.
and by the way, you're the only one that has fireworks after some of your events. So
we get the fireworks, we get to do the water slides.
Yeah.
We have, there's a fun one coming up too. I would be remiss if I didn't give a little plug to the world's largest swim lesson. So we have a few minutes left, John. How are we doing? We're okay? You're not going to hook me?
Keep going.
Okay, good. We have the world's largest swim lesson at the Northport Aquatic Center, and that's going to be June 17th, and it's from 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. It's free admission, free parking, and that is basically an event. It's an annual international event. It was created by the World Water Park Association, and it encourages kids to learn to swim at hundreds of venues around the world on the same day, and at the same time, and that's just to help build this awareness about the fundamental importance of teaching swimming to prevent drowning. And so we're going to have resources there. We're going to do a swim lesson for those who are in attendance. And we're also going to have information there. We have a youth scholarship program that we have been very fortunate to have great support from the Northport Rotary. We've had wonderful support from Publix and from Suncoast Credit Union. And we've established a fund for people who cannot necessarily afford learn to swim lessons. They can submit an application and receive a scholarship for those lessons. And so that's an opportunity there as well. So we'll have flyers on site. So not only do you get a free lesson that day of, but you can also get an evaluation, fill out an application to receive a scholarship for future swim lessons. So we don't ever want a price tag to be a barrier for a kid to learn how to swim. And so we really hope people will take advantage of that. So if you're looking for information, it's cityofnorthport.com/youth scholarship. So cityofnorthport.com/youth scholarship, or you can call and staff can help you fill out any application you need.
We've got about 3 minutes left.
3 minutes. Why does it always go so fast, John? I never know.
It just disappears. We hit the ground running and we don't stop.
That's you're living that Parks and Rec life, John. That's what you're doing.
I'm on the edge. I'm waiting for fireworks to happen back here. So that might happen one day. I might have to do that just on purpose.
Please do. I would need that. Yes.
But the information that you're giving out, people can get it from the web page.
Yes,
go ahead and get that information and your phone number again.
Yeah, so check out cityofnorthport.com/parks and recreation, all spelled out. It's cityofnorthport.com/parks and recreation. You can also call us 941-429-PARK. It's 941-429-7275. So, and you'll get options. You hit 1 for Aquatic Center, 2 for the Morgan. So they'll give you a list of options there, but click through, give us a call, and happy to help.
And if they haven't been to the Aquatic Center, what's the special date that they
It
should?
is this Sunday, June 13th. So come on out. We're kicking off our summer season. It's the Splash into Summer event, and you can call for help with registering, or you can register online. So if you check out our Facebook page, there's a link there. There's a link at cityofnorthport.com/pool, and you can find the event and click through and get pre-registered. But yeah, we'd love to see you. Come on out, get complimentary admission, and tell them Laura sent you.
What about summer camps? Where are we at?
We're starting on Monday. So we're starting Monday. We're full up. We've been full on registration for that since, I want to say 2 months ago. We're very fortunate there, and we do not have the same restrictions on capacity that we had last year. So we have a full summer camp. Our CIT program is back, counselors in training. They're going on field trips. We're looking forward to a fantastic summer. So I'll update you on that some more when we get together again.
I appreciate it. I look forward to next month.
Yeah.
We've got some really fun stuff coming up the following months after this. I'm glad we're open back up and things are really rip-roaring good times ahead for Northport and Parks and Rec. Thanks for the update on Warm Miller Springs. I really appreciate all your insight and have a great day. And this is John Rawlings and Laura Ansel with the City of Northport Parks and Rec. Y'all drive safe, keep it under 80 out on 75, and get home safe. That's the biggest thing I could tell you is just don't go to the hospital. There's no reason to keep the hospital working in the trauma center if you just slow it down just a tad bit. But you guys be careful out there. We'll talk to you on Friday. Thanks and have a good day.